actually going to be hosting the Dance for Hope event. So thank you guys so much for being here. We were talking during the commercial break that we've all been impacted by cancer, you personally and directly, Myra. So can you tell us a little bit about your own cancer journey?
I was diagnosed in December of 2021. I had a bilateral mastectomy in January 22. And then 6 months later, I had the breast reconstruction, which was a very painful process, and I just didn't want anybody to endure whatever I went through in that process in the 6 months alone.
Wow.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. I mean, that's a lot for anyone, but then to also do it in 6 months. I mean, when you get the cancer diagnosis, if you don't mind me asking, what's the first thing that kind of starts going through your head?
Well, I have had a sister who was diagnosed at the same age that I was diagnosed at 48. She was also 48. And I watched her go through everything from losing her hair to losing the ability to use her fingers and her feet, and she was completely disabled pretty much by the end of the first year of her treatment, and then it spread, and I just recently lost her in August this year.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Myra, I'm so sorry.
I remember kneeling down in prayer one day that if I could take some of that pain from her, let it happen. And it literally happened when I was 48 and at that same age. And yeah, so that was my first initial reaction was, wow, she went through it. Now I have to figure out how to get myself through it. And it wasn't as super invasive as hers, but it was still, wow, it was, there are no words.
No, there aren't any words.
For the shock.
Yeah,
the
you
shock.
And your family going through that, I mean, back to back essentially. I mean, that is heartbreaking. So first of all, thank you so much for your vulnerability, and my heart goes out to you. But you are coming out on the other side of this. You are surviving and thriving, and you have a very important message that you want to get across to people. And what is that message?
Yes. So I do not think that anybody should ever go through a cancer diagnosis, let alone whatever it is, especially breast cancer alone, because it is such a female, and I know males do get it as well, but now that I'm a survivor and have moved past that to the other side, I want to help, I want to give back, and the best way that I know how to do that is I dance. That was one of the things. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to dance. I've been serving this community in Reno forever, but I've been teaching Zumba and other forms of dance fitness for about almost 20 years. Wow. So I want to be able to give back and to be able to have everybody feel the joy and feel the hope, because I had zero when I was first diagnosed. Yeah,
I can only imagine, and I love what you said about, like, you have to have a community to get through that, and that's a big thing that Cancer Community Clubhouse is all about too. And I love that you guys are telling me that you met through your dance classes, which is amazing. So Michelle, tell us a little bit about how that kind of meeting was and how it led to Dance for Hope.
So I took dance classes from Myra for several years leading up to COVID, when then of course everything shut down. And it was soon after that that Myra was diagnosed, and she happened to, you know, post it out on Facebook and be talking about her journey. And so I just replied, hey, we just started this community. You might want to get involved. And she did. She took that brave step and got involved. And then last year she came to us and said, hey, I want to give back. I want to do something good for other people who are, you know, in the same position that I was in. And Myra's an amazing dancer and a great teacher, so much fun. And so she started Dance for Hope, and we loved being there, and we have benefited so much from it.
I love it. And we have some pictures or videos to show you guys of just how much fun this is going to be. And you're doing it again coming up here on the 21st, is that right?
That is correct.
Yes, okay, so tell us what folks can expect at this event.
Michelle?
You're going to want to pre-register before you come, just to make it a little bit easier. But you can also register right when you get there. It starts at 1 o'clock. The dancing goes from 1:30 to 3. Myra's got all sorts of amazing local dance friends who are going to come and perform and also teach classes. So come in your workout clothes, because you're going to get sweaty. I made the mistake. I wore jeans last year because I was coming from something else. And it was just a great time, and we're expecting that again this year.
Yeah, and to have like all of that positive energy and all of that camaraderie. Lots of paint going to be there. What are the details? So it's the 21st. What time and where?
1 o'clock to 3 p.m. Registration, and the events. There are several local performers too that will be singing, and I have a lot of the top trainers, Ryan Grovey, Eric Ventura, myself, and a plethora of other dancers and Jim Brats, I guess,
Yeah.
from all the local gyms around town.
Okay.
We're all going to get together. We're going to bring the energy, the energy that I didn't have when I was going through all of my diagnosis. We're going to bring the opposite. So if you can think of that opposition, and force, I teach science. So if you can think about that complete opposition of energy, we're going to bring it.
You're going to bring it.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be for a wonderful cause.
Yeah, it really is. Cancer Community Clubhouse, I know that you do so much. You're kind of a newer organization, and it was something that it was actually your sister that kind of got started and stuff when she got her own cancer diagnosis. So kind of give us the baseline of like what it is that CCC does.
Yeah, so we are a nonprofit community here in town. The money that is raised here stays here. It's a local community, and our mission is to create a cancer survivorship community for people at any stage of their cancer journey, whether they are newly diagnosed, currently in treatment, long-term survivors, as well as caregivers and loved ones of the survivor.
Wow, well, I can't imagine a more perfect pairing then, because you are so big on community and how important that is in your own story.
Correct.
And then to have an organization taking that idea, running with it, and making it even bigger. So thank you guys so much for being here, for your vulnerability and sharing your stories. It's going to impact so many people, and I'm going to make sure that the Dance for Hope information is on our website, colatv.com, so that if you guys have any questions, want to get your pre-registration, it is a recommended $25 donation, but of course they'll take more, so you can always do that. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.